I understand that, like for Muslims, Muhammad is the example. You should aspire to
be like him. Yeah, to emulate him.
Likeness,
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that not mean that you're also implying that what he did, paedophilia? Does that not mean you're implying that what he did is acceptable?
We're saying yes, that's acceptable. Not only acceptable, we have no issues with it.
In all ages.
You mentioned pedophilia. Let's define pedophilia. Pedophilia is a sexual attraction to prepubescent children, correct?
Yeah,
that's how it's defined. Was there a sexual attraction to her? She was 6 years old. Did he have a sexual attraction to her?
I can't say when she was 6 he had a sexual attraction to her.
Right, so he didn't.
He married her, but at 9 he did have sexual attraction.
Okay, at 9 years old, she's a woman. We look at the definition and then we look at the reality. Now, the reality is he wasn't even interested in her. Why did he marry her then? Allah told him to. Oh, the dream, okay. Then he went to Abu Bakr. And Abu Bakr was hesitant, radiallahu anhu. He was hesitant of giving his daughter to the Prophet Muhammad. Was the reason her age? It wasn't her age. Because someone else has already proposed to her before. Yeah. It was because it was awkward between two best friends. That was his reason as to why he was hesitant. They were so close that he was like, but you're my brother. That's how I see you. I can't give you my daughter because you're my brother. And Rasulullah corrected him. He was like, look, oh yes, we're brothers in Islam, but she's lawful to me. Marriage in of itself happened due to revelation. It wasn't due to any pedophilic trope. And a pedophile, he will exercise his lust on a prepubescent child. What did he do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He waited 3 years until she attained womanhood. So when that happened, then he consummated the marriage. So what does that do for us as Muslims today in this set? A couple of things. Yes, Muslims mention about the time, which means we have to take into consideration culture. So, the times that we live, we ensure that we determine that she is a woman, that she's able to.
If you're going to go by law, obviously we'll say it's 18 and over.
No, but the thing is, so we say pass blood, right, or puberty. Now, there are some women that don't pass blood, okay, but they're still considered women because they still go through puberty, they just don't pass blood, right? Amenorrhea is the condition. We have to take into consideration her mental ability. So she has to be able to consent as well, which Aisha radiallahu anha, she was able to do. Now, for us standing here today, thinking about a 6-year-old consenting it's hard for us to understand.
Yeah,
I get that.
I would never accept it.
Okay, I get that. But that's the history. When it comes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we break it down like this, we show that there was nothing immoral about what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. At the time he was living in, the culture had this.
When you say she became a woman, is it puberty starts kind of thing, or is it?
The men's is, so for us, the sign of puberty, of someone hitting puberty and reaching the age of accountability, it's a physical sign. For the women, it's passing blood. And for the men, it's their first wet dream. As soon as he has his first wet dream, he's accountable by Allah. At that point, Allah has decided that you are capable of making decisions, moral decisions. That is the marker of when a man and a woman can get married and engage in intimacy.
So you don't, like the way we view it in like Western civilization, with the teenager and that whole period is you becoming, that happens.
You're an adult.
Okay, so my question